Hey, Dr.
Hey,
Brett.
Ashley.
So, we can't ignore one big part of this mental game, the heat. How do you deal with the heat, especially if you're like a golfer or you're outside this summer playing sports?
Well, I mean, if you like Wim Hof at all, the heat and the cold are your friend. In other words, they make you tougher, right? Look, I've been starting to golf again on Mondays in Florida in the summertime. The heat index is 106, 107, 108. I'm doing midday because there's no one out there. I'm playing PGA National. It's fantastic. It's not expensive for us locals, right? It's just the South Florida Golf Pass. And I am blissed out. I'm listening to podcasts or learning Thai and handling 2.5 hours of 107, 108, 109 heat index, 93, 94 degrees plus the humidity, which is 70, 80%. I'm drinking a lot of water, but I'm blissed out because my body is tolerating the heat because I'm adjusting to it like you can adjust to an ice bath or something. I don't have an ice bath. I was thinking about maybe that I should do that next year. But I was listening to Rogan. He was actually giving Andrew Huberman shit for being a pussy around the ice bath. And Rogan's obviously, this is his thing. He's been doing it forever and everything. But when you expose yourself to the cold, you're getting tougher. And literally, believe it or not, Ashley, when I used to live in Westport, Connecticut in my 30s, I used to boycott winter. I didn't wear a winter jacket for like 5 straight winters.
That's crazy.
At all.
That's crazy.
And back then, it used to be really cold.
Yeah,
I'd be 20s and 30s and stuff. And I literally didn't get sick for almost a decade. Like, I just didn't get sick. And I think part of it was before I ever got exposed to Wim Hof, I was doing it without knowing it, exposing myself to the cold. So exposure, it's the same thing with, dating or relationships. You want to expose yourself to experiences. Otherwise, you're not going to have any tolerance.
Hey, Dr. Brett.
Hey, Ashley.
What if you have a captain who isn't being a captain and you feel you can step up to the role of being captain?
Yeah, so that's a tricky one, right? Because, leadership is tricky and it's like if you're the colonel and the general sucks, you can't just take his spot. He's the general. So, and you can't really, you don't want to stab him in the back and you don't want to undermine him. You got a cruise ship going by, whatever.
I kind of want to keep this
Right?
though.
So that's a tricky one. I think the best probably way to handle it is to deal with the captain and try to empower him to become or her to become a better captain, so to speak, right? And if it's not working, then perhaps you have some conversations with the coach or GM or athletic director. But you got to be it's tricky because you don't want to be whining or tattletaling or going behind people's backs unless it's completely necessary.